This is breaking news.
From American Idol to American Dream. During American Idol's heyday in 2009, a young Casey Carlson Good made the 435-mile trek from Eden Prairie to Kansas City and waited in line for 12 hours for her chance to audition for the reality competition show. The 2006 Eden Prairie High School graduate was one of the lucky ones. She came back to the Twin Cities with a golden ticket that ensured her a place in the next round of competition. And while her idol journey didn't last much longer than that, it did open her eyes to a bigger world filled with a myriad of possibilities. Today, Good is a popular content creator who goes by the name Quigley, her grandmother's maiden name that she adopted as a stage name post-Idol. She has a husband, a young son, and hundreds of thousands of followers. Across her various social media platforms, Good shares curated snippets of her life and her unique fashion sense with her followers, taking them from a cruise on picturesque Lake Como for a second honeymoon to the streets of New York for Fashion Week to the Colorado Desert in California for Coachella. She also offers a mindset and self-care class designed specifically to help content creators maintain good mental health while working in the industry. While content creation is a full-time gig for Good, she hasn't given up on music. Her first single in nearly a decade is set to drop on Mother's Day. Good gave Eden Prairie local news an update on her life since appearing on American Idol and talked about what it takes to be a successful content creator. It has been 15 years since you competed on American Idol Season 8. What do you remember about your first foray into reality television? The most important thing I remember from the show is how it really broadened my perspective and took me out of the little bubble that I grew up in. I was able to meet people from around the country from all walks of life and learned so much about viewpoints and perspectives different than my own. I also learned more about the television industry versus the music industry and how reality TV works behind the scenes. I always say I felt a little bit chewed up and spit out by the show because it was such a whirlwind while I was doing it. And then afterwards, I felt like I had no idea what to do next and no real guidance from anyone involved. For me, singing and making music is a creative outlet and not a means of making a living. My career is as a content creator and has been since 2015. It's been great to relieve some of the pressure off of this form of art that is so intimate and dear to my heart. I love just being able to be creative without needing to depend on making money from it. Post-Idol. We often saw you on television in the Twin Cities, but you had dreams of going to LA. You're a West Coast girl now. How does life compare between where you grew up and where you call home? I feel so settled here in Los Angeles. There are so many benefits to living here, not just the industry, but the weather and exposure to all sorts of people and of course, the incredible food. But on the other hand, I do really miss Minnesota in many ways. I miss the seasons, I miss my family, and I definitely miss having a smaller, more close-knit sense of community. As I move into thinking about school districts for my son, who is 3, I often question if moving home to Minnesota would be the best thing for him and his education. Who knows what the future will hold? I met my husband, Alex, working at a bar in Hollywood that is at an outdoor mall named